Marriage is hard. I mean, really hard, especially if you're married to me. It's important to be supportive and open and honest and respectful of your spouse, which is, as I say, hard to do if your spouse happens to be someone like me with the maturity of an 11-year-old, or perhaps a surprisingly mature 7-year-old. So in this edition of View from the Bleachers, I'd like to take a look at an issue that, quite frankly, almost tore our marriage to its foundation. Thankfully, due to my caring, compassionate support of my wife, we've worked through it, and the odds makers are giving us better than a 40% chance that we're going to pull through this ordeal just fine. More on the other side. Hello again. I'm Tim Jones, and welcome to this edition of View from the Bleachers, the YouTube channel that promises you riches beyond your wildest dreams, assuming you consider making a minimum wage beyond your wildest dreams. Today's topic, for God's sake, don't let your dishwasher destroy your marriage. If you're like my wife, then you know that marriage is difficult, especially if your husband is a humor writer. My wife and I have been married for over 30 years. Like any married couple, we've had our shares of ups and downs. We've squabbled over trivial disagreements like why I always pull all the covers over to my side of the bed at night. And well, like sometimes I have a minor lapse in judgment. For example, there was this one time, no big deal, when I hired a police officer stripper for a surprise party for my wife's 40th birthday. Well, it turns out that my wife was not quite as impressed by Officer Cinnamon's sexy pole dancing skills as my poker buddies and I were. Who knew? Anyone who knows anything about the proper way to load a dishwasher knows that you load silverware with the handles down, except for sharp knives. Like-sized plates go next to each other, facing in the same direction. Fatter items like bowls go around the edges. And you should hand rinse any item that has a large amount of food on it, so as not to clog the drain. Anybody knows this, except my wife. My wife does not have any clue about how to properly load a dishwasher. Her idea of loading the dishwasher is to fill it to about 25% of capacity by randomly dropping dishes and glasses wherever they just happen to land, or just throw all the silverware in at once and see where it lands. She will also load dishes caked in 3-day-old egg yolk or 2 inches of dried up pasta, blissfully unaware that there's about as much chance of that crap ever being scraped off by the dishwasher as the chances that my Seattle Mariners will win a World Series sometime in my lifetime. But perhaps the most annoying thing about my wife's adversarial relationship with our dishwasher is that she believes the dishes, once clean, will magically put themselves away into their proper cabinets. We take turns putting the clean dishes away. By which maybe I should clarify. That means that on odd days, I put the clean dishes away. No problem. And then, on even days, my wife lets those dishes sit there on the kitchen counter until the calendar turns to an odd day again. The result is that the dirty dishes pile up on the kitchen counter like some grotesque modern art sculpture involving spatulas and cheese graters. It was a stormy period of our lives. In retrospect, I suspect it also deeply confused our kids who, to this very day, are not really sure whether drinking glasses should be loaded with the opening facing down or lying sideways underneath a crusty salad bowl. How will they ever make it out in the real world if they believe that the proper way to load a dishwasher is to put the knives and spoons inside of coffee mugs? We've fought over this issue for years. Most of our debates begin by me saying, "Honey, you're not doing it right. You need to put all the plates in facing the same direction." And my wife then presenting her cogent counter-argument consisting of shouting, "Will you shut the hell up about it already?" Because I want to save our marriage, I've recently come to the conclusion that my wife suffers from a rare disorder. DLIS. Oh, that stands for Dishwasher Loading Impairment Syndrome. So in a way, it's really not even her fault. Unfortunately, there is no known cure. So I have decided to give up my battle and show my wife patience and understanding about her impairment. And besides, in the grand scheme of things, it's just a dishwasher. As I think about it further, in all the issues of life, there are much thornier and more serious issues that couples need to resolve, like whether the toilet paper roll should go over or under. Of course, the correct answer is that the roll goes over. But my wife always loads the toilet paper roll under. I think mostly just to piss me off. I eventually caved about the proper way to load a dishwasher, but there are times when a husband needs to take a stand. When it comes to the proper direction of toilet paper rolls, I refuse to roll over. Wait a minute, that's not what I mean. That's why, as a matter of principle, from now on, I'm leaving the toilet seat up unless she converts to over. I can play this game as long as she can. Well, that's the view from the bleachers. I'm Tim Jones, and remember, if you like this video or simply feel sorry for me, please click on the subscribe button below and share this post with your friends or with anyone you'd like to annoy. For more of my humor, visit my website, viewfromthebleachers.net. That's it. Thanks very much, and bye for now.